Today we're going to take a look at and show you how to install the Optronics Oval 2-bulb trailer clearance and side marker light with 2 wires and an amber lens. Part number is MC66AB. Here's what our light's going to look like installed. You can see it's got the 2 bulbs there. It's going to put out more light than what we get with just the single bulb style of lights. It has the nice amber lens around it. It's going to work out well if you're using it for like a clearance light here on the front or maybe the side of the trailer for a side marker light. Give you all the light you need to keep your trailer visible. Now, as far as the size of the light goes, it's going to be about 4 inches from side to side. It's about 2 1/16 inch high, and it'll stick off of the surface of your trailer by about 1 1/16 inch. Now, our light's also going to be PC rated, so when we have it mounted like we do here on a 45-degree angle, it's going to meet the requirements of DOT for a clearance light and a side marker light. You can see our mounting holes here are going to be on 3-inch centers. That's going to match up with the standard basis. So with replacing this, moving the old one, putting the new one back on, those should line up for you. Now, of course, there are a lot of different reasons to change out your light. You can see our lens is completely missing here, so we need to get rid of this one and replace it with a new one. You could also replace this maybe if your bulbs are out or maybe your connections are getting very corroded. You can see this wire here is actually not even connected to anything. So it's a pretty good reason why it wasn't working and why we can't just replace the lens on it. So we need to remove these 2 screws. We've got one here and one here. These are what they call like an 8-point screw, so a typical Torx bit won't work. If you do have an 8-point, you can use that, or we generally just use a square bit. I'll hit 4 of those points and we'll be able to remove that. We were able to reach in behind there, find our 2 wires that we need to make our connection. Now, typically when you're mounting to a corner like this, you can see this is fiberglass. That's why we need the 2 wires. We need one for power and one for ground. You can't ground the light to fiberglass. We've got them. Let's strip both of them back. We're going to twist these and we'll add a butt connector to each one. That's a heat shrink butt connector for 16 and 18 gauge wire. Does a really good job of keeping out any corrosion. It's going to seal around the wire and just give you a really good secure connection there. Add one to the end of each wire. And we can bring in our light. You can see the 2 wires on the back of that. We're going to connect directly to the wires from our trailer. And the black one we're going to run to power, and the white one we want that to go to ground. Just want to give them a pull, make sure they're connected properly. Once we have both of those, we'll get them shrink down. Now, to shrink these down, we're going to use a heat source. You can use a lighter, a mini torch, you can use a heat gun. You just want to heat them gently. We don't want to overdo it. You don't want the plastic to discolor. You can see how it shrinks down there. Just heat it up to where it shrinks all the way to the end, and then there's going to be just a little bit of clear gel that comes out of the end. We're going to do that on both sides of each connector. See, it looks like that wire kind of magnifies as it goes. Now we want to use the same hardware that we removed to reinstall our light. You noticed our screw here just kind of stripped out. So what we're going to do is get this replaced. And a good replacement for this, it'll be just a touch larger, is a number 12 self-tapping screw. Be sure to choose a length that won't do any damage to the inside of your camper. But they'll come in several different lengths. This one is going to be a 3/4 inch, what we're going to use here. And with it being just a little bit larger in diameter, it should bite for us and hold our light properly. Just like that. Now once we've got that nice and secure, we'll just place our lens over, pop it into place, and we'll be ready to test it. And that's going to complete our look at the Optronics Oval 2-bulb trailer clearance and side marker light. Part number MC66AB.